Today I'll be talking to you guys about music of ancient Greece. I will be talking about the music definition and some theories and of course some of the music instruments that were used and some events that I just thought it was interesting to know. Definition of Greece music. Music was an integral part of life in the ancient world. It doesn't just cover music, but dance, lyrics, and performances of poetry. As you can see on the pictures on the right, there's some lyrics and a person performing and dance. Greek music instruments were used to perform in occasions such as military activities, weddings, and funerals. It also played an important element on the Greek education. So that's the meaning of Greece. The music origin. Ancient Greeks viewed music as a gift from the gods. The invention of specific instruments is attributed to particular deities. Hermes the lyre, Pan the syrinx, also known as pan pipes, Athena the aulos, flute, and music was used to entertain the gods of mountain Olympus with dancing and singing and music. Some evidence show that music may have been written down as early as the Bronze Age. So that's the music origin. Now these bunches of numbers and dates and also Pythagoras are some of music theory that they mentioned. The 6th century BCE, there is evidence that the Greeks began to study music theory as early as the 6th century BCE, and this consisted of the harmonic, acoustic, scholar, and melody studies. And the 2nd century BCE, that's when the most complete surviving piece of Greek music is the Song of Sacilus from 2nd century BCE, tombstone, found at the Trillus near Ephesus. And Pythagoras, as you can see on the top right, is music also became an element of philosophical study, notably by the followers of him, who believed that music was a mathematical expression of the cosmic order. And the big number 52 means there was 52 pieces of Greek music survived. Regarding written music, there's 52 that survived, albeit in fragmentary form. So those are just some of the music theories that I found. The music instruments. Greece music has three general families. They have the stringed instruments, wind instruments, and drum instrument. String instrument also known as the chordophones, the wind instrument also known as aerophones, and drum instrument also known as membrophones. So these are some of the stringed instruments. I'm just gonna mention some of them. So the first one, as you can see, there's Audi. Audi, or another name for it is oud, is a stringed lute type instrument that is used throughout the Arabic world. The Greek Audi has mainly been used by the Greeks from Thrace and Asia Minor. And the bouzouki, as you can see, the one on the top is the bouzouki. Bouzouki is the main or lead folk instrument found in the taverna style of Rebetiki music of the seaports and urban areas of Greece. The bouzouki is the descendant of ancient Greek and Eastern instruments. Now the baglamas was often favored in the early part of the 20th century as a solo instrument for men in jail or for a small group of rebetes. And the bottom left is Lyra Pontos. This is also known as the Commence. It is played like a violin, but the musician holds the lyra in an upright position, and it has 3 strings. And the lyra crate is kind of similar to the pontos, but it's the most popular melody instrument of the island of Crete. The most common instrument used to accompany the lyra is the Cretan lauto, which is typically larger than the mainline lauto and tuned lower. So that's the lyra of Crete. And Santori. Santori is a type of hammered dulcimer. It is probably evolved from harp-like instruments such as the lyra of the ancient Greeks. So those are some of the string instruments. Now moving on to the wind instrument, also known as. These are some of the wind instruments. As you can see, the ones that has like a lot, the karmoses is similar to ancient Greek avlos, which was also a double reed instrument. Today, karmotsa players use the kareli or small wooden disc for the same purpose. And those two, the Karya Kavala and Sabona Quintos, they look alike, but they have a little bit difference between those two. The Karya Kavala is similar to other bagpipes found in Balkan countries, but the Kaida has a single chanter pipe and one drone pipe, and can be found mostly in northern Greece. But the Sabona Kidnos is type of bagpipe which is very popular on many of the Greek islands, but it's different from the mainland bagpipe. It's different from the gaita. It doesn't have a separate low tone drum pipe. So they look the same, but they're very different. And the Samara, Mezzobone, and Floera, they're almost similar, but Samara Mezzobone is the longer kind of Floera. Floera is the Greek shepherd's flute. It doesn't whistle, where the musician puts the flute into their mouth and blows like a whistle. But the longer Samara or Cavalli flutes have different fingering and allow for playing half notes more easily than this shorter Floera. So those are some of the wind instruments. And now the drum instruments. There's Defi, Dauli, and Tombi Kidnos. Defi is sometimes called there in other areas. It's a fairly large hand drum with metal bangles. It is similar to the tambourine in construction. However, the Defi is made with a metal screw system so that the head can be tightened and tuned. And the Daoli is a two-headed drum. These drums vary in sizes from the small 12 to 14 inches. The most common size in Peloponnesos tends to be about 20 to 30 inches in diameter. And Tambikidnos. It's a very small drum made in a similar way to the Daoli. It is mainly used on the Aegean islands like Kidnos. The tambi is held usually under the left arm, and the head of the drum is struck with 2 drumsticks. It is often used to accompany the island sabona or the bagpipe. So those are some of the drum instruments. Now moving on to some of the events that I thought was interesting, and I thought you guys should. In the 5000 BCE, the first aulos musical instruments are carved from bone. And then the 2700 BCE to 2300 BCE, The first depiction in art of the aloes musical instrument appears in Cycladic sculpture. The 700 BCE, Sparta, Argos, and Paros hold the first documented musical competitions in Greece. 400 BCE is the Theban musicians invent a more sophisticated aloes with metal case. In the 328 BCE, Herodotus of Megara wins the first of the 10 consecutive trumpet competitions at the Olympic Games. So these are just some of the events that happened during the ancient time of Greek music. Music of ancient Greeks. Music was an essential part and essential to the pattern and texture of the Greek life. It was an important feature for festivals, marriages, funerals, and gatherings. Our knowledge of ancient Greek music comes from actual fragments of musical scores, literary references, and the remains of musical instruments. So, the Greeks believe music have a beneficial effect on both the mind and both the listener. And I had a great time researching for this, and I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.